This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by JB Davis at Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. For integrity, service, and unbeatable deals, ask for JB in Centerville and tell them the Recovery Couch sent you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Recovery Reboot on the Recovery Couch, where we laugh through the let go and admit the parts of healing that nobody warned us about. I'm your host, Brandon Couch, and today we're talking about a real emotional plot twist. My therapist ghosted me. Yep, I got left on red by a licensed mental health professional. Now listen, I know therapists are human too. I know they've got lives and feelings and grocery lists and group texts just like the rest of us. But when my therapist didn't call me back after rescheduling for the third time, I felt like I'd just been dumped by someone I wasn't even dating. Sitting there like, was it something I said? Did I trauma dump too hard on them? Did I go too deep too fast? Should I have waited until session 6 to talk about the time I cried in the Wendy's drive-thru? I mean, what do you even do when the one person paid to listen to your emotional baggage suddenly vanishes like a bad Tinder date? So I Googled, is it normal to be ghosted by your therapist? And Google said, it depends. Not helpful, Google. Not helpful at all. But here's what I realized. I was putting all my hope in one person to carry the weight of my healing. And that's a lot of pressure for anybody, even with a master's degree. Now, don't get me wrong. Therapy is amazing. Shout out to the good ones doing the good work. But healing doesn't just come from 50-minute sessions with someone who says, tell me more about that. No, it comes from honesty. It comes from community. It comes from God. And sometimes from laughing so hard, you forget that you were spiraling for just 5 minutes ago. Here's the silver lining. My therapist ghosting me reminded me that healing is a team effort, and the team includes friends, mentors, support groups, worship playlists, and the Holy Spirit. Also, maybe a new therapist who doesn't disappear like Houdini. You know what I mean? So if your therapist ever ghosts you, don't spiral and don't take it personally. And definitely don't use it as an excuse to quit recovery. You deserve help. You deserve consistency, and you're allowed to be a little petty in your group chat about all of that because God understands. I want to thank you for listening to episode 2 of the Recovery Reboot. If this made you laugh, cringe, or call your therapist just to make sure that they still rock with you, then share it with someone who gets it. Next time on the show, we're going to talk about coffee, chaos, and codependency. And spoiler alert, it's not decaf. Until then, keep laughing, keep healing, and if your therapist doesn't show up, then show up for your damn self. This episode is brought to you by Greg Swartz at Remax Victory and Affiliates. Whether you're buying or selling your home, Greg brings heart, hustle, and honesty to every deal. Call Greg at 937-477-8975 today.